My assigned topic is the school days of Rizal in Binian. So, first, trivia. Alam naman natin na si Rizal is kilala sa pagiging sobrang matalino. Pero, minsan na siyang, alam niyo ba na minsan na siyang napalo or na pagalitan ng kanyang teacher dahil madalas siyang makipag-away sa kanyang mga klase. So, moving forward, so let's move forward on early schooling of Rizal. The first teacher of Rizal, as we already stated, was his mother. On her lap, he learned the Latin alphabet and the Catholic prayers. So, ang first na naging teacher daw ni Rizal is ang kanyang nanay na tinuruan siya sa mga Latin alphabet and Catholic prayers. So, moving forward, he was given further instruction by a private tutor such as Maestro Celestino and later Maestro Lucas Padua. So, pero, nag-hire din ng mga private tutor ang kanyang mga magulang, which is si Maestro Celestino and later Maestro Lucas Padua. So, later, his father hired an old man, Leon Monroy, who had been his classmate to give Rizal. The first lesson in Latin, this old Latin teacher lived in the Rizal's home, but he died 5 months later. His death cut short Jose's instruction in Latin. So later daw, nag-hired pa rin ng another private tutor si ang tatay ni Rizal, which is si Leon Monroy. So, pero hindi umabot ng year or within 5 months namatay ito. Tapos kaya naputol yung pag-aaral ni Rizal. Leon Monroy is before pa man kaklase ito ng tatay ni Rizal, kaya kinuha niya ito para kasi mas kilala niya ito at sa tingin niya is mas makakapagbigay ito ng knowledge kay Rizal. So ayun nga, sa kasamaang palad, sa within 5 months na pagtuturo niya kay Rizal is namatay siya, kaya nagkaroon ng naputol yung pag-aaral ni Rizal. So, Don Francisco was not discouraged by the loss of the private tutor. He heard about a good teacher who was running in private school in Binian. So, instead na mawalan daw ng gana ang tatay ni Rizal, is hindi naging ganun yung pangyayari. Ang nangyari, mas hindi siya na-discourage. Kaya, instead, may narinig siyang magaling na teacher sa Binian. He decided to send Jose to that town. Doña Chudora agreed to his decision. So, little Jose was then 9 years old. So, napagdesisyonan daw ng tatay ni Rizal na ipag-aral na lang si Rizal sa Binian. Dito sa teacher na ito na sinasabi na magaling daw magturo. So, nag-agree naman ang nanay ni Rizal sa naging desisyon ng kanyang asawa. So, Jose goes to Binian. One Sunday afternoon in June 1870, Jose, after kissing the hands of his parents and tearful parting from his sister, left Calamba for Binian. So, after daw mag-decide or mapag-desisyonan ng kanyang mga magulang na ipag-aaral siya sa Binian, is nag-iwan siya ng magandang pagpapaalam sa kanyang mga magulang at sa kanyang mga kapatid. So, he was accompanied by Pasiano, who acted as his second father. The two brothers rode in Caromata, reaching their destination after 1.5 hours. So, ang naging kasama daw ni Rizal sa paglalakbay niya papuntang Binian is ang kanyang kapatid na si Pasiano, which is tumayo na bilang kanyang second father. So, ang sinakyan nila papuntang papuntang Binian is yung tinatawag na Karamata. So, ang Karamata is ito yung tinatawag nating Kalesa. So, nakarating daw sila sa Binian within 1.5 hour. So, they proceed to their aunt's house where Jose was to lodge. It was almost night when they arrived, and the moon was about to rise. So, dumating daw sila sa bahay ng auntie ni Rizal nang malapit ng maggabi at malapit ng sumikat ang moon. So, that same night, Jose with his cousin named Leandro went sightseeing in the town. Instead of enjoying the sight, Jose became depressed because of homesickness. So, instead daw na-enjoy ni Rizal yung sightseeing nila ng kanyang cousin na si Leandro, is mas naging malungkot pa daw si Rizal dahil nakakaramdam ito ng homesicking. So, sabi ni Rizal, by the light of the moon, he recounted, I remembered my native town, and I thought with tears in my eyes of my beloved father, my idolized mother, and my solicitous sister. How sweet to me was in Calamba, my own town, even if was not so rich as Binyang. So, ayun yung sinabi ni Rizal nung during pinapanood nila si sightseeing ng moon. So, let's move forward for the first day in Binyan School. The next morning, Monday, kasi di ba dumating sila Sunday, pagkagabi, tapos pagkakinabukasan, Monday. Pasiano brought his younger brother to the school of Maestro Justiniano Aquino Cruz. The school was in the house of the teacher, which was a small nipa hut about 30 meters from home of Rizal's aunt. So, Pasiano knew the teacher quite well because he had been a pupil under him before. He introduced Jose to the teacher, after which he departed to return to Calamba. The teacher asked Rizal, do you know Spanish? Sabi ni Rizal, a little bit, sir. So, then the teacher asked, do you know Latin? And Jose answered by a little bit, sir. So the boys in the class, especially Pedro, the teacher's son, laughed at Jose's answer. So after daw masagot ni Rizal yung mga question ng kanyang teacher is tumawa yung mga kaklase niya kasi yun nga, yung masagot ni Rizal na a little bit, sir, parang hindi siya masyadong wala siya masyadong alam. Lalo na yung si Pedro, which is anak ni Maestro Justiniano. So, the teacher sharply stopped all noises and began lesson of the day. Jose described his teacher in Binian as follows. He was a tall, thin, and long-necked man with a sharp nose and a shirt woven by skillful hands of Batangueñas. So yun daw, i-describe ni Rizal ang kanyang teacher as body bends like as a tall and thin long-necked man with a sharp nose. So first school brawl. So in the afternoon of his first day in school, when the teacher was having his siesta or yung lunch na sinasabi, Jose met the bully Pedro. He was angry that this bully for making fun of him during the conversation with the teacher in the morning. So, after ng klase nila nung umaga, is nung hapon na, is na-meet daw ni Rizal yung nagtumawa sa kanya na si Pedro, which is yung anak ng teacher niya. So, Jose challenged Pedro to a fight. The latter readily accepted. So, gi-accept daw ni Pedro ang challenge ni Rizal. thinking that he could easily beat Kalamba Boy, who was smaller and younger. The two boys wrestled furiously in the classroom, much to the glee of the classmates. Jose, having learned the arts of wrestling from his athletic uncle Manuel, defeated the bigger boy. For for the feat, he became popular among his classmates. So, ang hinamon ni Rizal kay Pedro is yung pag-wrestling, which is medyo may alam si Rizal dito na tinuro ng kanyang uncle na si Manuel. Kaya natalo niya si Pedro, and naka-gain siya ng respect sa kanyang mga kaklase. After the class in the afternoon, a classmate named Andres Lacandula challenged him to an arm wrestling match. They went to the sidewalk of house and wrestled with their arms. Jose, having the weaker arm, lost and nearly cracked his head on the sidewalk. So, nung gihapon daw siya ni Andres Lacandula is hindi naman umurong si Rizal, pero natalo siya sa challenge na to ni Andres Lacandula, which is yung arm wrestling. So, in succeeding days, he had other fight with the other boys in Binian. He was quarrelsome by the nature, but he never ran away from a fight. In these school fights, he won some and he lost others. So, sunod-sunod na daw yung pagkakaroon ni Rizal ng gulo at paghamon ng kanyang mga kaklase, kasi nakita nila na hindi ito umurong kahit ano pa mang laban, kahit na natatalo na siya, kahit na hindi niya kaya, is hindi pa rin siya umuurong. So, yung iba daw is napapanalo niya, yung iba naman is natatalo siya. So, painting lesson in Binian. Near the school was the house of the painter called Juancho, who was the father-in-law of the school teacher. Jose, lured by his love for painting, spent many leisure hours at the painter's studio. Old Juancho freely gave him a lesson in drawing and painting. He was impressed by the artistic talent of the Calamba lad. So, na-impress daw si Juancho sa talent ni Rizal. Kasi, ayun, before pa man, gusto na niya talaga yung pag-drawing at saka painting. Jose and his classmate, Jose Guevara, who also loved painting, become apprentices of the old man painter. They improvise their art so that in due time they become the favorite painter of the class. So, may naging kasama si Rizal sa pag-aaral niya sa painting and drawing, which is si Guevara. So, sa pagdagal ng panahon, sa pag-practice na nila at paggawa ng mga drawing, paintings, they become the favorite painters of the class. So, let's move forward to the daily life in Binian. So, Jose led to the methodical life in Binian, almost Spartan in simplicity. Such as life contribute much to his future development. It strengthened his body and soul. So, namuhay daw si Rizal sa Binian, sa kanyang auntie ng sobrang simplicity as Spartan. I looked for mabolo fruit to grow, and I ate it. Afterward, I took my breakfast, which usually of a plate of boiled rice and 2 fried sardines. Then I went to class, which over at 10. I went home immediately. So, ito yung naging buhay ni Rizal sa Binian. If there was a moon, my friend would call me out to play in the street in company with others. Thank to God, I never fell sick away from my parents. So, sa pamamagitan ng daily life na to ni Rizal, na nawala or natanggal na rin yung sickness niya sa kanilang hometown, sa kanyang parents at sa kanyang mga kapatid. So let's move forward to the best student in school. In school studies, Jose beat all Binian boys. He surpassed them all in Spanish, Latin, and other subjects. Some of his classmates were jealous of his intellectual superiority. This wickedly squirreled the teacher whenever Jose had fight outside in the school, and even told lies to discredit him before the teacher's eyes. So, dahil sa pagiging magaling ni Rizal sa kanilang klase is, siyempre, hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga nagkakaroon ng crab mentality, which is nagkakaroon ng inggit sa kanya. Kaya, kapag nagkakaroon daw ng gulo or nagkakaroon daw ng bugbugan si Rizal or suntukan sa labas, is ginasumbong nila ito sa kanyang teacher. Pero dinadagdagan yung mga ginasumbong. Thus Rizal, years later, said that in spite of the reputation I had of being good boy, the day was unusual when I was not laid out on a bench and given 5 or 6 blows. So let's proceed to the end of Binian schooling. Time came when Jose learned all the maestros Tiniano could teach him. Accordingly to the teacher, informed his parents that he should be sent to college in Manila. So in December 1871, Jose received a letter from his sister Saturnina, informing him of the arrival of the steamer Talim, which would take him from Binian to Calamba. Upon reading the letter, he had a premonition that he would not return to Binian. So, after daw ng magandang performance ni Rizal sa magandang pag-aaral niya, sinabi daw ni Maestro Justiniano na wala na siyang iba pang maituturo kay Rizal, kaya kailangan na siyang pag-aralin ng kolehiyo. Dahil sinabi ni Saturnina, ang kapatid ni Rizal, na susunduin na daw siya ng steamer Talim. So, ang steamer Talim is uri ito ng isang bangka. So, nalungkot daw si Rizal pagkatapos niyang basahin ang letter kasi siyempre hindi na siya makakabalik sa Binian. So, napamahal din siya sa Binian, sa lugar na ito. So, he prayed in the town church, collected pebbles in the river of souvenirs, in the river for the souvenirs. So, and regretfully bade farewell to his teacher and classmates. He left Binian on Saturday afternoon, December 17, 1871. He was thrilled to take passage on the steamer Talim. So naging excited daw si Rizal na makasakay at magkaroon ng paglalakbay na nakasakay sa steamer Talim. For it was the first time he ever rode in the steamer. Kasi first time daw niya nakasakay sa steamer. On the board, Frenchman named Arturo Camps, a friend of his father, took care of them. So ang nag-alaga daw sa kanya during sa paglalakbay nila is yung kaibigan ng kanyang father na si Arturo Camps. So upon arrival in Calamba, Jose was welcomed by his parents and brothers, sisters. The Christmas of 1871 was joyous and memorable for him. He was home and regaled his brother and sisters with numerous tales of his fights and school triumphs in Binian. Injustice to Hero's mother, after the happy Christmas holiday in 1871, Don Francisco told to sending Rizal to Manila to study. So, ayun daw, makalipas yung Christmas na pagbabakasyon at masayang salubong nila sa Christmas is nagdesisyon daw ang tatay ni Rizal na ipadala siya sa Manila para doon at mag-study ng kolehiyo. So, the continuation of this report will be going to tackle to you by Ronnie Tan and the next reporter. Thank you.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako nga po pala si Ronnie Chitan at aking ipagpapatuloy ang aming discussion. Ang pamagat na ang simula ng paghihirap ang pamilya Rizal. Ang pagkakakulong ng ina at tito ni Dr. Jose Rizal na sina Doña Teodora at Jose Alberto. Noong Hunyo 1871 to 1874, tayo magsimula muna. Nagsimula ang lahat sa isang kaguluhan sa pamilya ng kapatid ni Doña Teodora na si Jose Alberto. Habang wala si Jose Alberto, dahil nga siya ay nasa business trip sa Europe, iniwan siya ng kanyang asawa. Ang bumalik siya at nalamang may ibang lalaki ito, binalak niyang makipaghiwalay o gusto niya mag-divorce. Ngunit dahil ayaw ni Doña Teodora o kilalang ina ni Dr. Rizal ng iskandalo, ayaw niya ng iskandalo, pinakausapan niya ang kanyang kapatid na patawarin na lang ang asawa nito. Nagkaayos sila. Ngunit imbes na magpasalamat, ang asawa ni Jose Alberto ay nakipagsabuatan sa isang lieutenant o tiyente ng Guardia Civil para baliktarin ang sitwasyon. Inakusahan nila si Jose Alberto at Doña Teodora na sinubukan daw nilang lasunin ang nasabing asawa nito. Sa likod ng kwento nito, noong gustong mapag-ayos ni Doña Teodora ang mag-asawa, nagbigay siya ng peace offering na champurado sa asawa ni Jose Alberto. Ngunit ginawa itong insulto ng asawa ni Jose Alberto kaya pinakain niya ito sa aso niya. Ngunit dahil nga bawal sa tsokolate ang mga aso, namatay ito. At ito ang naging bunga ng kanilang problema. Ginawa nila itong sandata sa magkapatid. Sinisi nila ang magkapatid na pinagtangkaan daw nilang lasunin ang asawa ni Jose Alberto. Bakit naging ganito kalala ang sitwasyon? Ayon sa ating binasa, ang lieutenant na ito o ang tiyente na ito ay may personal na galit sa pamilya Rizal. O minsan na kasing tumanggi ang ama ni Rizal na si Don Francisco na bigyan siya ng kumpay o pagkain para sa kanyang kabayo. Ginamit ito ng lieutenant o tiyente para maghiganti kahit naging panauhin siya sa bahay ng mga Rizal noon. Naging brutal siya sa pag-aresto kay Doña Teodora. Hindi lang siya ang may galit, maging ang hukom ay may hinanakit din dahil nararamdaman niyang hindi siya binigyan ng espesyal na paggalang ng pamilya Rizal kumpara sa ibang mga panauhin. Dahil dito, inutos ng hukom na ikulong si Doña Teodora sa Santa Cruz, Laguna. Ang pinakamasakit pa rito, pinilit siyang maglakad ng kalayo-layo nang nakayapak lamang ng mahigit 50 kilometro mula Calamba hanggang Santa Cruz. Ang tanong, paano nakalabas sa kulungan ang magkapatid? May dalawang version ito base sa mga historian dahil nagkakagulo sila kung ano nga ba talaga ang nagpalabas sa magkapatid. Ang unang-una ang legal na laban o yung the lawyers. Si Francisco de Mercaida at Manuel Marzan ang tumulong sa magkapatid sa Royal Audiencia, ang Supreme Court noong panahon ng Espanyol. Akalain nyo yun, umabot na ang kaso sa Supreme Court. Kumbaga, binase na nila ito na napakabigat ng kaso na ito. Pinatunayan nila na walang basihan ang akusasyon sa paglalason. ang insidente ng Champorado. Katulad ng kinuwento ko kanina, binunyag na ang mga ebidensya ay gawa-gawa lamang ng mapahiganting tiyente ng Guardia Civil. Ang pangalawang version naman, ang sayaw ng kalayaan o The Miracle Story. Si Soledad Rizal at ang Gobernador General. Si Soledad Rizal, ito ang kapatid ni Dr. Jose Rizal. Ang okasyon, isang pista sa Laguna kung saan panauhin si Gobernador General Rafael D. Izquierdo. Itong si Gobernador ay isa sa pinaka malakas at makapangyarihan noon. Ang takbo, sumayaw ang bunsong anak na si Soledad sa harap ng gobernador. Ang pabuya naman, sa sobrang paghanga, tinanong ng gobernador kung ano ang nais ni Soledad ng regalo. Ang hiling, hindi siya humiling ng laruan, hindi siya humiling ng pera at kung ano paman. Ang hinihiling niya ay pakawalan niyo po ang aking ina sa kulungan. At ayun po ang dalawang version ng pag-alis, kung paano umalis sa kulungan ang dalawang magkapatid. At sumunod naman na problema ay ang pagbitay sa Kumbursa, Pebrero 1872. Ang Cavite Mutiny. Noong Enero 20, 1872, sumiklab ang pag-aalsa sa Cavite na ginamit ng mga Espanyol na dahilan upang dakpin ang mga paring nagnanais ng reforma sa simbahan. Ang Kumbursa pala, ito ang tatlong pari na gusto ng kalayaan. Ang tatlong martir. Noong Pebrero 17, 1872, binitay sina Padre Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos at Jacinto Zamora. Koneksyon sa pamilya ni Rizal, si Pasiano o yung nakakatandang kapatid ni Dr. Jose Rizal, isa sa estudyante at malapit na kaibigan ni Padre Burgos. Dahil sa takot at lungkot sa nangyari sa kanyang guro, tumigil muna si Pasiano sa pag-aaral sa kolehiyo at bumalik sa Calamba. Dahil nga dito, ikinuwento ni Pasiano ang nangyari sa Kumbursa sa kanyang kapatid na si Dr. Jose Rizal. Epekto sa batang si Jose Rizal. Noong edad halos 11 taong gulang pa lamang si Rizal nang mangyari ang mga trahedyang ito. Ang reaksyon niya ay namulat ang kanyang isipan sa kawalang katarungan ng mga Espanyol. Una sa kanyang ina at pangalawa sa Kumbursa. Kumbaga, dito na nagtakda si Dr. Jose Rizal na dapat may gawin siya at dapat may pananagutan ang mga gumawa sa mga paborito niyang tao. Panata naman, ang mga pangyayaring ito ay nagpatibay sa kanyang determinasyon na ialay ang kanyang buhay upang labanan ang kasamaan at pang-aapi sa kanyang panahon. Dahil nga dito na talaga nagsimula ang lahat, nagsimula ang pagsasakripisyo ni Dr. Jose Rizal. At ayun lang po, maraming salamat.